But finally, for us tonight, if you look closely, if you'd have been a shepherd that night, you would have just looked for his hands and watched his fingers maybe holding on to Mary's. But like most little babies, you would have seen those little feet kicking and moving. Those kicking, wiggling feet that were so soft would soon get calloused. The dirt of the earth that Jesus had made knew its creator as he walked. But the life breathed into clay humans didn't know it was their creator, though the ground did. Those feet that had walked Eden's splendors, calling out for the hiding fallen first family, would crisscross the promised land, seeking and saving lost ones. Then those feet would be stopped. In the dead of night, they would rise from kneeling and turn to face a scattering flock and a seething mob. Those feet would walk to phony trials, mock hearings, and to a den of torture. And then those feet, with blood drops staining them, would trudge up a hill until they collapsed on the way to Calvary. That's what the eyes of faith would see through the Scriptures in Bethlehem. Those feet that had walked the wings of dawn, that had stood on the chariots of the thunderclouds, that had walked with Enoch and Abraham and crisscrossed the expanse of this universe, those feet left the streets of heaven, and they were now crudely pushed onto rough and splintered wood as mankind murdered their Maker on a cross of wood with carpenter's tools, as God wrote a love letter in blood for you and for me when Jesus died. The Holy One of God was spiked to a tree that he had created by a creature he'd come to rescue. But how do we apply these truths tonight? Well, the best way is to think about the fact that Paul declared that every one of us will bow before him someday and confess him as Lord. All the universe will do that, but the redeemed do it now. The lost do it later, and it's too late. But we who are redeemed bow low and bow often before him. Tonight, our worship can be bowing our hearts, bowing our wills, bowing our plans, quieting our lives, and then letting worship flow through this communion. With hearts of gratitude and mouths of praise, we can worship our Lamb of glory, as we will in Revelation 5. And like the shepherds with the wise men, we can come to his feet in our hearts and bow down like Revelation 15 says. And we can say that great and marvelous are his deeds. Jesus, who lived the perfect life, died the perfect death, and offers the only salvation through his blood. The theologians of Herod's court did not believe the Scriptures. They were fools. Herod believed, but disobeyed the Scriptures. He was a madman. But the shepherds that were so simple and the magi so majestic believed in this infant Savior, and it was reckoned to them for righteousness. Tonight at this communion, may we follow in their train. May we worship him.